Welcome back to the Bussedamove YouTube channel. My name is William, and this is a series called Bus Conversion Shorties. Everything you need to know about schoolie life or the buses themselves in 5 minutes or less. And today we're covering a question that there's a lot of uncertainty around, and that is it illegal to drive a schoolie without a CDL? A lot of assumptions have to be made. The assumption is that your bus is going to be an RV. It's going to be used for personal use, you and your family traveling around the country. So if that is the case, if it's an RV, then no state requires a CDL just for the sake of it being an RV. However, it does get convoluted, and here's what it is. We have 2 states that have requirements based on size. So if in California, if your bus is over 40 feet, or if you're towing something that's over 10,000 pounds, then you do need a CDL. The other state is Wisconsin. That's size also. If your bus is over 45 feet long in Wisconsin, then you need a CDL. And then we move into weight class. There are 9 states that have CDL requirements based on weight. Most of us have in our pocket, we have a Class C license. And in that Class C license, you can operate things up to 26,000 pounds. So in most cases, anybody with that Class C license can operate an RV, except for the size thing in California and Wisconsin. So let's go to weight. If you breach that 26,000 pounds in Arkansas requires you to have a CDL. So Connecticut breaks it down into Class A and B. A Class B CDL is required for a single vehicle over 26,000 pounds. A Class A CDL is required for multiple vehicles in Connecticut with a combined weight over 26,000 pounds. So that's just beyond that 26,000 pound non-commercial license that you currently have. And copy and paste that exact same law into the state of Hawaii. If your RV is over 26,000 pounds, then they also require a Class B CDL. If you have an RV in Hawaii that you're towing and both vehicles combined weigh over the 26,000 pounds from the license that you already have, then a Class A CDL is required. Now this one is the shock. Illinois took the cake for the weirdest. What I found is in Illinois, if your RV is over 16,000 pounds, only 16, that's 10,000 less than the Class C regular non-commercial license can allow you to drive. 16,000 pounds requires a CDL. So I need more information than that. If you're from Illinois and you know this, comment on the video. So Kansas joins the ranks of Hawaii and Connecticut. So that's a Class B CDL if your RV is over 26,000 pounds, and a Class A CDL if your combined weight between your RV and your tow vehicle is over 26,000 pounds. So Nevada follows suit, but they say Class A or B if it's just the single vehicle, but it's just like the rest of them with a Class A CDL if the gross weight is over 26,000 pounds while towing something. North Carolina, I couldn't find a specification, but they do require a CDL over 26,000 pounds or towing over 10,000 pounds. So that's in line with everybody else so far. As well as South Carolina. South Carolina does require a CDL if your vehicle is over 26,000 pounds. And Washington, D.C. follows suit with a Class B CDL required for a single vehicle over 26,000 pounds or a Class A CDL for multiple vehicles with a combined weight over 26,000 pounds. So here we have non-CDL specialty licenses. Of everything I found so far, Maryland has it right. So Maryland, you don't have to have a CDL, but they say your license must reflect either the appropriate weight class for the vehicle you're operating or must have the appropriate motorhome or recreational vehicle restriction code noted on your license. In Nevada, you don't have to have a CDL per se, but you have to have the J endorsement needed on any license to tow a vehicle with a gross weight over 10,000 pounds. In New Mexico, you're exempt from a CDL, but you have to have a Class E license for vehicles that are registered and used as RVs. In New York, you have to have a Class A or B non-commercial license if the vehicle is over 26,000 pounds, and it requires an R for recreational vehicle endorsement on the license. So if you live in Pennsylvania and your motorhome is over 26,000 pounds, you're not required to have a CDL, but you're required to have a non-commercial Class B license. And in Texas, it's worded a little weird. It says, operators of RVs for personal use regardless of weight are exempt from CDL requirements, but they do require a Class A or Class B exempt or a Class A or Class B non-CDL to distinguish them from both the CDLs and the regular Class C license. And Wyoming rounds out the list with a regular Class B non-commercial license required for a vehicle over 26,000 pounds, towing under 10,000 pounds, and a non-commercial Class A license is required for a vehicle over 26,000 pounds and towing over 10,000 pounds. Now that's a lot of information to digest. Hopefully you're able to pause the video and rewind as necessary. If for some reason you weren't able to do that, you can also click a link below this video. It'll take you to the blog post on our website, thediyBusGuy.com. It'll take you right to the post and you can read it for yourself. If you have questions such as, is it illegal to drive a Skoolie without a CDL, then chances are you probably have other questions like, how do I jump off into bus life, van life, or full-time RV living while continuing to make a living? Well, I've put together a free resource in a link below this video that outlines the 3 simple ways that my wife and I use to make our full-time living without necessarily having to wake up in the same place every morning. It's called A Guide to Making Money on the Road, and I want to give it to you for free in a link below the video. As always, if this has meant anything to you or has answered your questions, I'll invite you to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and share it with whoever you can. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Bust love.